Everyone, welcome back to Sextus's Let's Play of 999, and when we're back off, Junpei was talking about something, doing some exposition of some sort, so let's get into that.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are, who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too. They were silent. Some of them looked the other way, or bit their lip, or crossed their arms, or stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
I agree. I think Jumpy is right.
Junpei?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking about him. I just call him Junpei. His name is Junpei.
She pointed towards Junpei.
We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What you're probably doing if he's listening in.
Would that be bad?
Hell yeah, it would! We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it would be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had to get us to do stuff, you know. But we still need to know what our names are.
But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names? To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
7? Why are you 7?
It seemed a fair question, and with a very obvious answer. The mountain stuck out his left arm. 'Cause the bracelet number says 7, dipshit.
Oh.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea. He smirked. Alright, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese, even though we're all technically Japanese? No? Well, San means 3, so I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fish, don't you think? Then your bracelet number. Yeah, it's got 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa. Just like the mountain lion had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3. Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate.
I'll be Lotus then, as I'm sure you all know it has 8 petals. Which of course means that my bracelet number is 8.
I would appreciate if you would call me Snake. My bracelet number is 2, and since Ace has chosen cards, then I shall choose dice. Snake Eyes, clearly, which is particularly relevant given that I am blind. Blind? Really? He kept his eyes closed during the entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it. There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with the pink hair.
I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right?
Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They'd come around to Junpei. He'd held out his bracelet. Alright, my number's 4, or 5, so my code name is gonna...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now.
The dancer cut him off mid-sentence. The dancer cut him off mid-sentence.
I mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei.
Oh. They all nodded. Akane stepped forward nervously. Then you should all call me
by my name too, because I mean, it doesn't seem
fair to Junpei? You're thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his? Ellipses of admitting defeat. Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do something. What's your bracelet number?
It's 6.
She hesitated for a moment, and then held out her left hand. As she claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought. Alright then, why don't we call you June? June? Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year, so you're June.
Junpei.
Akane kneaded her hands and looked up at Junpei, uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly. Are you good with that? She thought about it for a few more minutes and then seemed to come to a conclusion and gave Junpei a small nod. Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head. 1 was Ace, 2 was Snake, 3 was Santa, 4 was Clover, 5 was Junpei. Akane was 6, and Junpei had given her the codename of June. 7 was 7, and 8 was Lotus. That meant the 8 of them, including Junpei, had revealed their bracelet numbers. But there was still one person left. He was the man with the glasses and the hair like a bird's nest. He hadn't said anything since they met on the stairs, and he didn't look the sort of person who was inclined to conversation. His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. He's just batshit crazy, maybe. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of grip on his sanity. The girl with the pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hip and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants. My breath usually comes out of my mouth, but if you keep yours in your pants, then that's quite alright. I'm sorry, that was a horrible, horrible joke. But seriously, this guy with bloodshot eyes, probably doing cocaine or something.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like an old paper. Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here. And you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left.
So you're 9?
Yeah. He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet didn't indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously. How dare you have 9?
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names, you should too.
I don't need one. Why?
Why?
Because I'm not going to stay here with you. He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah, what's that?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
Alright, let me show you. I'm going to do this.
Aye!
I'm going to feel you up. That is my plan. By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid behind her, wrapped his arm around her waist. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Freeze, pervert. Santa, leapt forward towards Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when... Stay back! Suddenly, the man's hand dove into his pocket. It came back out with a knife. A pocket knife. He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck. If you get any closer, I'll cut her open. Santa skidded to a halt. He snarled at the scrawny man with the knife and gritted his teeth. Yes, that's right. Excuse me. The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt. Clover, are you all right? The prince, Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Her voice shook, making her words seem even less convincing. What the hell are you trying to do? I told you. This is my plan. What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch? Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go. He started to move backwards, slowly, keeping his grip on Clover. Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke. Verify. Huh? The left. Look to your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part.
What if I don't?
What do you mean, what if I don't, you stupid bitch? The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke. Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Ellipses. Just do it. Do it now. He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard. Slowly, she stretched her left hand out towards the device. Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she felt the circular panel. It made a cold, electronic noise, and on the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared. So that's how it worked, Junpei thought to himself. By placing one's palm on what the ninth man had called the scanner panel, the user's bracelet number would be entered into the device. Should you total the numbers on your number bracelets, and find that the digital roof of the number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5. The ninth man seemed to know a little more about the device's operation than he should. Had he known exactly what to do? Good, you're done. Next. His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally they stopped on the line. Ace. You, right? You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right? Yes, I am. So? Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. Ellipses. What are you doing? Do it. Don't you care what happens to her? Okay, just calm down. Ace held up his hands, palms out. The ninth man jerked his chin towards the device. Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it. Now, verify. Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again, and a second asterisk appeared. Now the device had Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5. The same as the number written on the door, but it wouldn't open just yet. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. The door needed at least one more person. Who would that be? Okay. Get back. His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back. No, farther. More than that. Go all the way back. Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The ninth man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile. That was when Junpei understood his plan. Clover's 4 and Ace's 1. Added to the ninth man 9. 4 plus 1 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. In other words... Yeah. Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare. He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand on the lever on the side of the device and pulled. The door opened with a heavy, metallic groan. He let go of Clover. Wait! Or, wait! Junpei leapt towards the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough. The man shoved Clover.
Ah!
And hopped through the door. Okay, have a good one, guys. You know, if the space between his two middle fingers were like slightly across, I would have interpreted that into live long and prosper, bitches. Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm off ahead now. Well then, goodbye. He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. The door groaned shut with a dull clang of metal on metal. Clover! Are you all right? Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She climbed unsteadily to her feet and, once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support. Junpei ran to the door. The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled. They grunted and strained, but... Shit! It won't budge. That was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
Do you hear something?
Like what?
Like some sort of beeping?
Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same.
You're right, I can hear it too.
What is it? They heard something else. It was the ninth man. Shit! Why isn't this stopping? God damn it! You lied! Lied? This wasn't supposed to happen! This is wrong! This is wrong! His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another. What is happening in there? Oh, open the door! Please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened. Why didn't it register him? He looked at the display where the asterisk had shown up. It said, engaged. Oh my god, there is no time left. Listen, I was lied to. He lied to me. He put me in here. It was him. He killed me. It was him. Yeah. Holy shit. Ellipses. The explosion rocked the room. Alright, I'm gonna cut off here. It's like